Good evening, welcome to You Know the Score. It's your boy Shingy, and with great regret, I welcome two Liverpool fans on this show. My friend DJ DNA and my friend from across the pond, Rash Podcast, David. How you guys doing?
Doing good, man.
Feeling like a
Yeah,
champion.
you've broken the curse. 30 years of pain, all done and dusted. Finally, I mean, Dave. The last time I spoke to you, you felt a bit dejected because it didn't feel the same. But once, obviously, you found out or you watched Chelsea beat Man City. How was you feeling then?
Well, first of all, after they looked like the normal squad winning 4-0 against Crystal Palace, which was
Mm.
like that was how they were all year long. That was great. And then to see Christian Pulisic, my favorite player,
Oh,
do it for his old protege Klopp and score
Mm.
that goal when Mendy screwed up. I knew it was done and dusted. So it was beautiful. Tears in my eyes. I was singing. I had nobody to celebrate with. That was the problem, man.
Yeah, exactly. I know, yeah, I'm sure you must have been watching as well. Um, I mean, how did you feel? Like, how was you feeling at that moment in time? Because obviously, in my lifetime, 30s, I've never seen them win the league. I mean, I'm sure you was a baby
Yeah,
the last time, yeah, when they won the league. How was you feeling, man?
You know what? Yeah, if you want me to be honest, I didn't know how to react.
Mm.
Like I was happy, yeah, and I was like, yes, fuck, the relief. But it was just like there's no crowd, there's no atmosphere. You can't
Mm.
go. We couldn't go really in parade. There's
Mm.
not gonna be no double decker bus yet. So it just felt, and I wanted to win it at City as well. Like
Yeah.
I wanted to beat them, but I was definitely happy. Like I was happy, but just didn't know how to celebrate properly. But I was,
Yeah, because I was speaking to some of your Liverpool fans, and they were saying that they would have liked to have played City and won it on their turf and stamp a marker down for next season. David, is that how you would have wanted to win the Premier League
You
title?
know, I thought about that. That would have been perfect
Mm,
for with the pandemic and everything. Would have been perfect. I mean, perfect would have been at Anfield being City. Not gonna that wasn't gonna happen. So at the Etihad, I just want to get it done and dusted. You don't understand, man. It's 30 years. I'm
mm,
not gonna be like, oh, let City beat Chelsea so we can play now. Just get this thing done.
mhm.
So I was happy how it played out. Like you said, man, it's like I didn't know how to celebrate. I'm sitting here by myself. I was actually watching the Chelsea game on my phone because my cable went out here in the States. Cable sucks here. So I'm
right.
watching them win the title basically on a 5-inch screen, which kind of says it all, and I'm by myself with my dog. And that's the celebration.
Yeah,
And so it felt kind of empty. And then seeing all the fans at Anfield, with not doing social distancing, no
Oh
masks and
yeah,
all that, I was like, it was kind of a bad look, but I was okay with it.
yeah.
yeah. So I mean, in terms of obviously, your aspirations at the beginning of the season, you know, did you actually feel that obviously you after last season you could actually go on and win the title as convincingly as you've done this season?
Yeah, I did. I did because only because of the attitude of how they reacted losing the Champions League to Real Madrid.
Mhm,
So they
mhm,
already showed me that we were so close. So the next year, the fact that they got to the final and won it, I wasn't like I was like ecstatic. So it made me also think that we were so close winning the Premier League last season that because they showed us
mhm.
that we lost in the Champions League and won it, they can do it again this year and just go to the end. So
Yeah. So I mean, you guys can still get that record points tally. You think it's achievable, or do you think David? I'll come to you on this one. Do you think you guys will take your foot off the gas?
No, no, I don't think Klopp knows any other way. So, I mean, look, even if you like put in Ox, put in some other players that don't get a lot of time, like might throw in Keita, might throw in Minamino or somebody. Those are still top level players. So even if he
Mm,
takes his foot off the gas a little, maybe takes Mane out, rotates a little bit, whatever. I don't see them dropping a lot of points. Maybe they'll get a couple draws in there, but
mm.
let's say they get 6 wins. I mean, they're going to get over 100 points. I mean, that would be a disappointment if they don't get the record. So
I really hope you guys don't get the record. To be honest, I mean,
yeah,
I'm
yeah.
tired of you guys breaking
Well, you should
records.
be happy. We're gonna beat Man City at least. I mean, that's something for you. It's
Nah,
a little
it's not
something.
at all. It's not at all. I mean, obviously we still got 20 league titles, but I think you guys have obviously surpassed us in terms of being the most successful club uh,
Well, we
in
have
the
19, and
yeah. I mean,
I've only been following Liverpool since 1999. So it's only been 21 years of suffering, and that
mm,
99 year for Manchester United was amazing with the treble. So it's 20 titles for you. It's 19 for us. I don't want to hear about this
but
13 and one.
you guys have got. I think you guys have got 48 trophies in
48
total.
total.
We've got 45.
Okay.
Which, yeah, which is disappointing me. But you know,
Yeah.
we knew next season will be coming for you guys. I'm sure. I'm very sure. You know.
Look, I actually think you guys. I'm one of the few people I think. Well, not few. You probably agree with me, but they're. I think they're on the rise, and I think if they get a couple signings, I think they'll be challenged for the top four.
I
Mm.
think they're heading for Man United.
Liverpool and City are at another level, man.
Yeah.
What I want to ask you though, because I was watching Sky Sports the other day, Dennis, and they said that Liverpool, in order for them to be successful, have to have their strongest, 13, obviously starting 11 and like two substitutes on the bench who you always bring on to change the game. Whereas with Manchester City, they're able to rotate a bit more. Would you agree with the fact that basically Liverpool would need to strengthen a bit more next season, just in case you do have the type of injuries that Manchester City had this season?
Um, yeah, I think sometimes every season you do need to strengthen, but I don't feel like
Mm,
we were. I feel like we had a lot of injuries this year as well. Like Matip was injured, Gomez was injured, Keita was injured. Um, like Mane was injured at one point. At the beginning of the season, we had Adrian not playing. We had Allison. We had Adrian in goal.
Allison, yeah,
So we had our injuries as well. We still the midfield, especially the midfield, is always rotating. Like
mhm,
like Oxlade doesn't start all the time. Fabinho doesn't start. Wijnaldum doesn't start all the time. Sometimes it's
mhm.
Milner in there, Keita in there. So I feel like we do have a good squad depth, but it's the type of game that we play that obviously Man City have the names, but the way Klopp has got them playing, they understand the system. So no matter who's
Mm.
in that midfield, they understand the system. So
Yeah, no, I do. I do agree with that because I wouldn't have thought 2, 3 years ago a midfield three of Henderson, uh, Fabinho, who's the third one?
and Wijnaldum.
Yeah,
Wijnaldum plays well.
and Wijnaldum would obviously be probably one of the most dominant midfields
Mhm.
in the Premier League, if not
That's
Europe.
Klopp, right?
Yeah.
That's Klopp. That's all down to Klopp.
yeah,
I
yeah,
Mm,
it's
think.
Klopp.
I don't know if you guys agree. I mean, I think he squeezes all the juice out of that lemon, man.
Yeah,
He look at Robertson, look at Trent Alexander-Arnold, who's totally talented, but I feel like he just knows how to elevate. Look, Salah was struggling at Chelsea, and he was okay at Roma.
mm.
Once he got here and Klopp got him, look at him. I think it's a lot down to Klopp. I don't know how you guys feel.
yeah. Klopp's got them running, as in they run 90 minutes. They run
Mm.
if there's extra time, 120 minutes non-stop. Like I'll never obviously the Barcelona game. If you watch the full game, they ran full speed for 90 minutes, closing down Barcelona the whole game. So Klopp,
Mm.
I'm on the Liverpool YouTube channel and they have a fitness test and Milner's always winning, and Klopp's just making sure they can run, and I think that's
Mm.
one of our key. We're fit. Our team is ultra fit.
Definitely.
Mm. And from what I gather, like because I've been watching a lot of social media, it seems like Liverpool fans feel just relieved to won the title, as opposed to they're not being as boisterous as I thought they would be. You just seem a bit more content with the fact that you finally got over that hurdle after a long period of time. Do you feel the same way, Dave?
Yeah, I mean, in American sports, you have like some baseball teams haven't won in 100 years. Some of these American teams, struggle, and people just sigh of relief. Like, whew. And that's how I felt with Liverpool for me. Yeah, they were successful before I was born, man. You know what I mean? Like, I mean, in the '80s they were amazing, but '70s, '80s. But the point is, like, I've never seen them have success other, in Europe, obviously. So it was a relief. And after last year, and after I hate saying Slippy G. I don't like saying that, but after the Slippy G moment and last year, just barely missing out. It's a sigh of relief. More, I think you're right. And
Mm.
then next year when we win back to back, I feel like that'll be we'll just go crazy. We're just gonna go crazy. That's a dynasty,
How do you
or as you
guys
guys say, dynasty.
how do you guys think Steven Gerrard is feeling? Because I was watching a program, Soccer Box, with Gary Neville, and he said that that slip eats away at him every single day.
Mm,
Every single day, and he will never get over it. Like he can't. He said that he suffered from PTSD. But when he said that,
yeah.
I was like, wow. Like obviously he loves his people. But how do you think he's feeling at this moment in time? You know, because obviously Henderson's going to be lifting the Premier League title, but that could have been him. A few years ago. Then it's all come to you.
I still think he's very happy that Liverpool won the league, even though that slip eats away at him. I don't look at him as a Michael Owen. He didn't really leave us. Michael Owen left
Mm,
us, and then the season after we won the Champions League. I know
mm.
Michael Owen was pissed.
Yeah,
Coutinho left us. Obviously, he wasn't like English born, but Coutinho left us the season after
yeah.
we won the Champions League, and now we're winning the league. I don't know what he's like done at Barca, or he's been on loan or whatever. But Gerrard,
Mm,
he didn't. He stayed with us in it till he gave everything for us in it. So
mm,
yeah, I don't think I feel like he feels great. Liverpool won the league finally, but obviously he would have loved to lift it. But I don't think he feels any like saltiness.
mm. Yeah, we'll have to wait and see. Dave, do you think he should be, in that parade on the bus with the Liverpool players once you have
Um,
the parade?
I mean, look, I don't know if they're gonna have past players or whatever. So if they're not, then he shouldn't. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah, yeah.
I mean, if you bring every like legend there to the parade, it's
Mm,
kind of strange. But if you're bringing some, Steven Gerrard's top of the list. Like, if you're gonna
mm,
bring a guy who put in his work for the club, supported the club, and played with the club, gave everything he could, then you bring him.
mm,
But he didn't win the title. He didn't win it, and I don't even blame him for slip. I think people need to look at the whole history with Steven Gerrard slipping. There was a lot of opportunities for us to come back, win the next. I mean, I don't kill him for that. I don't know about you, man. I
No,
I will never blame him for that
no,
slip. It could have happened to
yeah,
anybody. I don't blame him. You know,
mm.
we still could have come back in that game,
yeah.
right?
Yeah, no, you could have came back and against
Yeah.
Crystal Palace, you threw away a
And
thought.
Crystal Palace, we blew a 3-goal lead, right? I mean,
To my delight, to my delight. But
yeah.
yeah, no, I understand that. I guess he's probably, I don't know, somewhere still enjoying it.
See, I'm
Probably.
more mad at Steven Gerrard for coming to the LA Galaxy. That pissed me off.
Oh, really?
That pissed because he didn't take it seriously. He didn't. And I love Stevie G, but
Mm.
he wasn't into
Yeah.
it. He wasn't into it.
Yeah, I don't think that was his place, LA. To be honest, I mean, he's a scouser through and through.
He's like a
I do,
Chicago guy. He should go to Chicago or
yeah,
something. A hardworking
yeah.
town.
I do believe though, if like I don't, if part like you said, David, if past players are there, then
Mm.
you have to have Gerard there. But really, it's
Right.
this is the Liverpool of this generation, like this, and I think give it to them if only. But it would be nice. I can imagine the crowd if Gerard was randomly on the bus and got to lift that trophy. They would go insane.
Insane.
They
Yeah,
would
yeah,
go.
But I think he's the kind of guy who won't go. Even if he got invited, I think he'd be like, I'm not
Yeah,
going. You know what I
mm.
mean? In a weird way. I think he'd be like, just let them
yeah,
have
yeah,
their
yeah.
their their, their glory.
So do you guys think following this title win, obviously winning the Champions League the season before, that you guys can dominate for seasons to come, or do you think obviously other teams like the likes of Man City, Chelsea look you know, like they've got a good project going on. We're sort of trying to rebuild ourselves. Or do you think obviously this is Liverpool's time to now dominate for multiple seasons? I'll start with
I
you.
mean, I mean, for me, look, I mean, some of these players are still in their prime. I always get worried when clubs kind of sit still. I like when they kind of just blend in some players
Mhm,
each year. Like I would have liked to seen Timo Werner. I mean, um, come into the squad.
mhm,
Even if you sold Mane, which is horrible. I love Mane. Even if you maybe sold somebody, I would have been all right. But I get worried that people get, look, Van Dijk's pushing 30, right? He's still prime,
mhm.
best defender in the world, but people are going to get old quick. So I hope Klopp freshens it up. He has the money. I hope he gets the money. Like I'm a little confused about this summer with the transfer market. Like now we're rumored to get Traore, but why didn't we get Werner? I don't know.
Mm.
It's confusing, but I think he does need to freshen up just a little.
Just
And even if we don't next year, we have enough for next year. But then the following year, we gotta get busy in the transfer market.
what about you, Dennis?
Um, I definitely feel as long as Klopp is there, we
Mm,
dominate. We can. I feel like we've already started. It's been our second year now. I mean, we were close to winning the league. We won the Champions League. So from last season, we showed that we were one of the better teams in the Premier League, and
mhm.
we sent we sent them. What's it? Well, we made that sure that this season, that last season wasn't a joke. That like, last season, people must have thought, "Oh, Liverpool was so close. The way we play, we won the Champions League, that we wouldn't come back this season and be the same." No, we've only lost 2 games over 2 seasons in the Premier League. Like, so it started from last season. So next season, if when we do a back to back, you have to put this team down in history because over the I thought about it the other day. Over the span of 2 Premier League seasons, this club has only lost 2 games. 2 games. That's
Yeah, that's an incredible record. Now, that leads me on to my next question, which is because there's been talk on social media about the greatest Premier League teams. Obviously, I know for me deep down who the greatest Premier League team is. You guys may disagree, but obviously, I'd like to find out from you guys. Do you feel that this Liverpool team is up there with the Man United team of 2008 or 2007, 2008, the Arsenal Invincibles, the Chelsea side that had Mourinho, I think between, was it 03 and 05, was it 02, 04?
Drogba, Robben.
Uh, yeah, the Man
Yeah, I don't
United
remember.
treble winning team or the Manchester City Centurion team. Do you think this Liverpool team is up there with those teams? I'll start with you, Dave.
Yeah, sure. It's funny. I was watching something on YouTube today. It was Jamie Carragher and Roy Keane talking about the '99 Manchester team versus this Liverpool squad.
Uh-huh.
By the way, Roy Keane, man, I know you love him, but man, he's tough, man. He was just, I mean, he picked every Manchester player, and he's so stubborn. He was like, I played with these guys, I've gone to war with them, and Carragher kept saying, no, for one season. Like Ryan Giggs had like 4 goals that year, like one year, and he's like, you can't pick Giggs, even though over a career he's amazing. So Roy Keane didn't know what he was talking about. But he put like Carragher even put the majority of players from Manchester United, that '99 team, over Liverpool players. He picked Schmeichel over Allison. He picked a lot of guys. So I think Liverpool is top two, three. They're better than the Invincibles. I looked at that squad. They're better than the Invincibles. But
Better than the Invincibles.
Well, that team was
what? Oh yeah,
drawing most
oh
of
yeah.
this.
You look at those. What they get 10
Yeah.
draws, and look at the player for player. If you listen to our podcast, to
Uh-huh.
Rash Challenges podcast, by the way, tonight,
Yeah, make sure.
we're gonna go over the Invincibles versus the Liverpool squad, so you can
Uh-huh.
just hear like it doesn't even match up at all, man.
Uh, wow. I mean, Arsenal fans would argue that the league back then was probably more competitive than it is now. I mean, obviously
And no,
it's up for debate. You're entitled to your opinion. Um, but
you're
obviously,
not having anybody from Arsenal on, right? So it doesn't matter.
yeah, it's true.
Don't bring anybody from Arsenal on.
Dennis, what about you? What do you think? They're up there with the elite Premier League teams.
So obviously, yeah, I believe they're up there. But I think for everyone else to believe they're up there, they've got to do something distinct. So I know winning the Premier League is good, but if they get that points tally, then that's
Uh-huh.
something that's above what no one else has done.
Uh-huh.
get the record, and then obviously next season, if they win the Premier League again, you have to put them there. But for them to, I reckon, for them this season, for people to really
Uh-huh.
talk about them, if they get that points tally, that goes down in history. And I don't know who will, like, whatever points tally Liverpool get, if any other team will pass it, because it will be.
Uh-huh.
But they have.
And it's hard to compare eras, isn't it? You know, like that '99 Manchester team, the Chelsea teams, they played such different styles. And like Trent Alexander-Arnold is so good forward, but in 1999 you didn't have players doing that. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah, yeah.
so Gary Neville wasn't asked to go up the
Yeah.
flanks like that. You know what I mean? So it's hard to go player for player, I think.
And I
But
know that
Yeah.
I probably know that era was a lot stronger, but
yeah,
this era as well, like Man City, even though they weren't close this season, Man City is not easy. Like
Uh-huh.
I feel like Man City could be any team in that era as well.
Uh-huh.
Like so they're just not. That era had a lot of like great plays, but Liverpool did what they're meant to do in this era. If people believe that this era is easy, then Liverpool
Uh-huh.
showed it that we were meant to do our job. So if you put Liverpool in that era, they
Uh-huh.
would survive.
Uh-huh. Now, for me, in terms of putting them up there, for me, like you said, they will have to do something distinct. Obviously, maybe obviously getting the points tally, that'll be something to obviously put them in the conversation. For me, being a Premier League great team is all about sustaining your success and obviously winning it back to back because obviously you need to show your hunger. Like obviously, I hear what you guys have said about last season. You lost it by was it 1 point?
1 point. Yep.
Yep, you won the Champions League, and this season you've come back and done it again, and actually won it convincingly. Now, obviously, for me, in order for Liverpool to be seen as a great Premier League team, for me, it would be about next season. If they can obviously still maintain the hunger, because obviously it would have been easy to maintain the hunger last season because you came so close, this close. But after you won it, that shows a lot about a team's character because a lot of players they can take their foot off the gas. Oh, we've done it, we've done it. But great teams they go on to say sustain the success. And do you think the players that you currently have now have that mentality to go on and replicate what they've done last season and this season?
I mean, I'll go real quick. I mean, a lot of coaches like a Mourinho, even Pep,
Mm,
play after 3, 4 years. You know, they get tired of hearing that voice
mm,
and they start tuning it out. I just think Klopp's different, and maybe I'm biased because I'm a Liverpool supporter. But I talk to other people who aren't,
mm,
and they love Klopp. He has this perfect mesh of putting your arm around you. He could be a little tough. He'll never be like Mourinho, you know, playing those games. I'm not a Mourinho fan. Those games. So I feel like Klopp knows what he's doing. He knows how to be friends with these players, but just enough and push just enough. And I just think, like you said, as long as they have Klopp, um, yeah, this is going to be a dynasty. And I mean, next year, if they get like 96 points and they get 104, that'd be 300 points in 3 seasons. I mean, that's insane. City can't even say that, you know. Um, so we'll see if they can keep it up. I forgot what your question was. I'm sorry.
It was about them being a great Premier League team. Um, and
Yeah.
I'm saying obviously next season will be a defining season to see if they are a great Premier League team, to see whether they.
But I'd make an argument. I'd make an argument that it would have been easier to crumble this year. You know, coming that close, you're going to take a dip.
Uh,
You know, it seems like a natural thing. So Klopp kept them up,
uh,
and I think they have the type of players that'll do it next year. I think. I don't know what you guys think, but I think, like I said, Klopp, if long as he's there, he'll get them up for the challenge. If Salah gets a lot of bad touches and his goals go down,
uh,
I don't think he'll be afraid to pull him for somebody else, you know, here and there. So,
uh.
and I don't think Salah will get pissed. They don't seem to get overly pissed off at him, you know,
Yeah, no, he's got that kind of like
like Aguero.
yeah,
Aguero gets pissed off at Pep a lot,
yeah. They have a
you know.
love hate relationship. Now,
Yeah.
going back to the season in its entirety, what would you say your moment of the season was, Dennis? What would you say?
Oh, moment of the season.
Mm,
I think it's got to be probably the 3-1 win against Man City during December at Anfield.
Okay.
That took us. I
Right.
think that took us. That gave us a 7 point lead or something. I can't remember. I can't remember, but it was just such a convincing. It was 3-0, I think, and then they scored. I think, yeah. So it was
Yeah.
such a convincing win for such a rival that at that point
Mhm.
they were still kind of close to us.
So is that when you started to believe?
Yeah, when we beat them and we continued to form till after Christmas.
Yeah.
When
That,
I had to probably officially wait till the end of January.
mhm.
When they hit the end of January and they were still winning, I was like, yeah, okay, cool. They're mean business.
I think when you beat them 3-1, that's when I started to have nightmares about you guys winning the league. What about you, Dave? What was your moment of the season?
It's interesting. It's kind of a more negative one. It's weird because when Allison went out at the beginning of the year
Uh-huh.
and Adrian came in, like I was literally like, this ain't gonna
Yeah,
work. This just isn't gonna work. And seeing your backup keeper come in and he played really well. Towards the end, he was getting tired. I think he made a couple mistakes, but I think it was most of August, if
yeah,
I don't remember how long, but he was in for a substantial amount of time and played really well.
Uh-huh.
So before that, I was like, we're not going to do it. We're not going to take City. And then when I saw that happen, that's when I actually felt. So it was in September. I was kind of like, I think we're going to be okay.
Uh-huh.
We got all these points without Allison, and so that was kind of the moment. It wasn't just one game. That was where got really excited.
yeah. And at that point, we didn't make any signings either.
No, no.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I must commend you guys on that. I mean, I'm not happy about saying that, but yeah, I commend you guys on that. No
You
sign.
don't look convincing, man. You don't look convincing.
No, I mean, it's hard, Obviously, in my lifetime, I haven't seen this happen, and
Yeah.
I was so encouraged by saying that we've won it all and Liverpool haven't won it all, but now obviously you finally managed to do it. But I mean, I think on Thursday I had about 5 drinks and yeah, I was dejected. It just felt different. But I'd say, like I said to Neil on the podcast before, obviously because it doesn't have the same effect as it would have done if you had the fans there, because we all know how your fans would have been in and around the ground. Do you know what I mean? Like, you
Mm.
probably would have ran onto the pitch. There would have been fireworks. Because even during the social distancing, there was fireworks outside the ground, and yeah, celebrations for 2 nights in a row. But I mean, yeah, I guess obviously, have to give credit where it's due, unfortunately. And for me as a Man United fan, I just hope it gives us the hunger to say, look, they're one, they're one league title behind us. Yeah. Next season, we need to go all out and do what we can to go and win the title. Because for me, if you play for Man United or Liverpool and understand the rivalry, it needs to be in your head that okay, next season we can level up and level up the titles with Manchester United. If you're a Manchester United player, in your head, you must be thinking in your psyche, look, we can't let this happen. And I feel like this generation of player, it'll be good for them to have that sort of mentality, but I don't know if they do. I don't know if they do.
Yeah, people coming from all different countries and all. It's interesting. I wonder if there's that hatred still. The supporters have it.
Uh,
Everybody else has it in these cities,
uh,
but like, I just wonder if the players feel it as much. I
I
don't
don't know
know.
about
well,
I
Man
don't
like
know.
you said,
United.
I think,
I don't know about Man United. Man United. I don't know who from the Man United players, but Henderson will feel it.
Yeah,
Alexander
uh,
Arnold will feel it. The ones that have been at Liverpool for a very long time
uh,
will express that passion to everyone else, and the ones that have been in the rivalry. So even Mane, Salah, they've been there. Firmino's been there for
mm.
over 5 years now.
uh,
He was there when Brendan Rodgers was there, Firmino. So
uh.
he will understand the rivalry, but you don't see. I don't know from Man United who see.
Yeah. I don't see Pogba. And I'm not trying to be funny, but I just don't see. He's got other things to worry about, by the way. But I'm just saying, like, I don't see him having a hatred for Liverpool. You know what I mean? I
Yeah,
don't see. I don't know. Maybe he does. Maybe I don't know if he understands the history. I don't know him that well,
uh,
Pogba, just interviews and stuff,
uh.
but I don't know.
Yeah.
And I'm not just picking on Pogba. I mean, maybe, I don't know if any of those players really have that. So
Well, it's like because we're,
it
we're
feels more in the stands now, you know?
we're in a transitional phase at this moment in time. So that's why I keep on saying to myself, it's interesting to see how players at Manchester United would react to Liverpool winning the Premier League title. Because like I said, you've already surpassed us in the total amount of trophies won. you can catch us next season on the amount of league titles won. So it'll be interesting to see how they react. But obviously today is obviously not about my boys, it's about you guys. Now, what I want to finish off on is I wanted to know, like, who was your player of the season? Obviously, Jordan Henderson got the PFA player of the season, but who was your player of the season? I'll start with you, Dave.
It's funny. I have this argument with my co-host on Two Rash Challenges podcast, and he's like, Jordan Henderson, Player of the Year. He's got like 3 goals and 4 assists, and like, so he gives me hell about that. But it's funny with Jordan Henderson. They look different without him. I know he's not flashy. He's a great passer. So other than Jordan Henderson, there's so many, man. There's so many. I think I'm a big Sadio Mane fan, so I might give it to him or Allison.
Allison. Fair enough.
Yeah.
Judging by Dennis's reaction, I'm assuming that we're going to say.
Yeah. I feel that's like my passion for Mane is ridiculous.
Yeah, like, he's so good.
So other than Henderson, I would give it to Henderson because when he's not there, there's a big difference in my opinion. Yeah. But if it's not Henderson, then Mane. The way he plays, if I just remember the Champions League final when we lost, when Salah got sent off, Mane held that team and he went for everything. He scored the goal, and I've noticed if Mane doesn't play a certain way, it's like the rest of the team don't play that. Mane likes to attack. He's very
aggressive. On the front foot. Yeah,
on the front foot. He doesn't pass back. Like he rarely passes back. He's always so. I've noticed in a few games when Mane's not that aggressive type, the rest of the team doesn't play that aggressive type either. Like Mane leads that aggressive attack. His acceleration. It's just Mane is just amazing for me, man. He's just.
I hope they don't sell him, man. I hope Madrid doesn't come in with like 150 for him or something. I don't know.
I hope they do. I hope they do. I hope they do. But guys, I'm conscious of time. I know Dave has got to shoot his podcast for Two Rash.
I don't know, man. I could do this all day, but yeah, this is fun, man.
Make sure you follow. Dave, where can they follow? Where they can find you?
Podcast. I need to write this down.
Go to the website is called tworashchallenges.com. And the podcast is called the Two Rash Challenges. And you can find us on Twitter at Rash_podcast. That's the best place to kind of find us. And we're on like Stitcher and all the other sites that you can imagine, which I can't think of right now. Say that again?
Rash_podcast.
Rash_podcast. It's a fun Twitter follow. Yeah, check us out. We can use all the followers, and we'd love to have you comment on stuff. I try. There's a lot of Newcastle stuff on there because my co-host is a Newcastle supporter, so it kind of sucks. But I try to put some Liverpool stuff on there. And go to the website. We have a lot of blogs and articles and stuff like that.
Yeah, I'm following now.
Brilliant. DNA, where can they find you, man?
I'm on Twitter, DJ_DNA. I talk about a variety of things, but when football's on, my tweets are about Liverpool always. Always have a little dig at Arsenal fans.
Yeah, I'll follow you as well, man.
Cheers, man.
Fantastic. Brilliant, man.
Cheers.
Well, make sure you look out for DJ's Thursday night shows. He's always spinning the best music all the time, my guy. And make sure you look out for Rash Podcast. Obviously, the information will be at the bottom of the screen. It's been your boy Shingy Rose, or Shingy_London nowadays. Make sure you follow the score on Twitter, YKTS Football. Make sure you follow it on Instagram, and make sure you like, share, and subscribe to the YouTube channel. I need the subscribers. If you want to join us on the show, then feel free to hit me up. But yeah, it's been a pleasure. Unfortunately, Liverpool won the league title after 30 years of pain. But one thing I will say, 20 times, Man United. We're still ahead on that front. Guys, pleasure. Thanks for joining me.
Shingy, man. Guys. You'll never walk alone, brother.
Easy, man. See you later.
Cheers.